to celebrate the resurrection and just to celebrate um, new life. Just a wonderful time of gratitude and thanksgiving to God, and just to remind ourselves that He has come to bring us hope in the midst of darkness and despair. That's exactly what I want to talk about tonight. Uh, Hope. And perhaps to ask you the question, is there any place in your life that you have given up hope? Any relationship that you've given up hope? Any part of life that you've just given up the hope of anything changing, of anything getting better? I want to read to you a scripture passage here. There was an encounter with Jesus, the resurrected Jesus, on the road to Emmaus. Many of us are familiar with that. And Jesus was asking them about what has been going on. And they said, "Have you not heard? Are you the only one that's not heard of all the things, the mighty things that have happened? This Jesus who's been raised from the dead, people are seeing and talking about him." And in verse 29, it says this: "But we were hoping that he would be the one to redeem Israel." We were hoping. They had such great hope in their hearts that Jesus would be the one to fulfill everything that they had been waiting for. The Jewish people had such hope in God. They had such trust in God, and they had placed their hope in this Messiah, this Jesus. And there he was, crucified and dead. But some people were talking. Some people were saying that he'd been raised from the dead. And these two disciples on the way to Emmaus were perhaps debating whether they wanted to let themselves hope again. Perhaps they had been let down by the crucifixion. Perhaps they thought this was the end. This was just another person who claimed to be the one they were looking for. Would they allow themselves to have hope again? Well, there's a beautiful ending of the story where Jesus asked them to dine. He has a meal with them. If you read on, it will say that Jesus revealed himself to them, and they later on reflected and said to themselves, "Were not our hearts burning within us as he spoke to us along the way?" When they were asking themselves this question, we were hoping it was him. Should we hope again? Should we believe what people have said about him, that he's been risen from the dead? Their hearts were burning. Dear friends, would we not trust that God could stir in our hearts hope again? Especially in those areas of our life where maybe we have lost hope. Maybe we have tried to fix a situation. Maybe we've tried to fix people. Maybe we've tried to fix a relationship. Maybe we've tried to fix the world. Maybe we thought there would be people who could help us, that could fix it and lead the way, but maybe they've disappointed us. Gosh, how many people have disappointed us in our life, and maybe we've relied on ourselves to be the only hope, and maybe we've even disappointed ourselves. Maybe we just can't handle the pressure. Maybe we can't lift all the weight of our concerns and cares on our own shoulder. Can we allow the hope of Jesus, Jesus who was raised from the dead, to renew us once more? My dear friends, Jesus is the hope of the world. He has conquered sin and death, and there is nothing that he cannot conquer if we would submit it to him and remain with him. It may not be in our time. It may not be the way that we think it's going to happen, but I assure you, Jesus will not disappoint. Just be aware, be attentive to the areas of our life that we have lost hope. Can we allow Jesus, the risen Lord, into those areas of darkness, those areas of despair, those areas of disappointment? and ask him to bring light, to bring truth, to bring hope, to restore us so that we can experience joy once more. It's been a pleasure being with you in this Easter season. I look forward to celebrating this whole season with you. I'll be with you next Monday night